Reality Team TV, we're back. We're back with another episode. You know, we've got the man himself. Finally, we've got him onto the platform, and we're gonna have a very, very good conversation.
Absolutely.
As always, guys. My guy Rogers, how you feeling?
I don't know yet, man. I don't know yet. Good. A bit nervous. Let me see what questions you throw at me, boy. But yeah, man, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me, man. Well, thank you for coming. You know, thank you for coming. I know this isn't. Yeah, why? But like, you understand? Thank you for whatever. You know, being here today.
Yeah.
Yeah, the couch isn't red, but there's a red cushion here. Just
I appreciate it, man. We tried.
You know,
we tried to stay with the theme, but sometimes it's good to to go to a different location, something new. You get me? So Rogers, how would you like the people to be after this conversation? How would you like people to leave this conversation? What's one of the things you'd like people to take from this conversation, just out of the blue?
I hope they enjoyed it. I think first and foremost, I'm gonna start philosophically already, fam. I can tell. I have a word.
Yep.
It's called equanimity. Yeah.
Oof.
And that is like, in a nutshell, to like maintain your balance. Yeah. To not be consumed by the things that make you happy.
Okay.
You know, like when you're standing at the top of the mountain, like when you look down, below can look, really far.
Okay.
And also not to be consumed by the things that make you sad. Because when you're at the bottom of the mountain and you're looking up, it's like, oh, this is a huge task. So, yeah, I think living by that ethos, I really don't have many expectations of things. I just believe things will be as they are and as they should. So, but I think, yeah, I hope people enjoy it. Yeah, and then anything else that comes from it, that's just a bonus.
When we go to sleep, yeah.
Yeah.
when all of us go to sleep, where do you think our souls go?
Bro, I believe. Alright, cool. Oh man, I believe our souls go to our other version of self in whatever parallel reality that there is. Yeah. The reason I say that is that there's more that we don't understand about this world than what we do, and based off my own experiences on this plane, that's what I believe. I believe that there are multiple realities and dimensions. I've had experiences myself, and when you kind of see the science and things behind it as well, it kind of makes more logical sense. You've all dreamt and felt like, rah, this is real, to the point where you can't distinguish between the dream world and reality, and it's that jolt when you wake up, like it. At first, I'm sure, like when I was younger, I'm sure that must have been frightening to some degree. You get what I'm saying? Like, rah, like I was sure I was in Disneyland, yeah, on the Lion King, rare tear. I was sure I was doing that, but no, I'm in Clapham. Them ones I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I feel like when we go to sleep, it's a different reality type shit.
One of the reasons why I asked that as well,
yeah,
is because, like, for years I've been kind of thinking to myself, does this really make sense? When people say I'm living my dream,
I get you.
How can you live your dream if you're awake? But I thought when you go to sleep, that's when you dream.
I guess.
So how can you live your dream when you're awake? But realistically, you can only dream when you go to sleep. You don't get where I'm coming from?
I guess it's like the way a painter paints, isn't it? Imagines whatever's going on inside his mind, and then he puts it onto the canvas. He or she puts it onto the canvas. So
yeah, I
guess living your dream is in effect you painting, what's in your head or what's in your dream into your quote unquote reality. While you are awake. So if you're dreaming of that, I don't know, $1 million yacht and I don't know, the penthouse in Red, whatever, then yeah, you pull that out of the dream that you had and you work. Maybe sometimes these dreams are little pushes, little nudges towards manifesting where it is that you're meant to. I feel, like I said, there's more about this world and this existence that we don't know than what we do. But I'm sure we've all had experiences where we've ignored something that was hard to explain, like in a dream or whatever it might be, and then somehow it's kind of materialized in your reality.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of makes another question. It's like, did that happen as it was meant to, in the sense of like this was what was meant to, you know, this was predestined, or did I create that by simply dreaming it? Yeah, so that's so we can get a bit deeper there, you know.
Yeah. I want to go back. What country was you born in?
All right, cool. I was born in Zimbabwe. So yeah, actually, let me brush on that. So I'm half Zimbabwean, half Ugandan. I was born in Zimbabwe, December 5th, 1989, and my mum's Ugandan. Yeah, so my dad's Zimbabwean, my mum's Ugandan. And then I moved to Uganda when I was about maybe 6 months, 7 months old. And then I lived in Uganda until I was about 3. And then I came to the UK. And then just went back and forth for holidays. I pretty much spent my summers between Uganda and Zim. So man, that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Do you sometimes feel like you're more Ugandan than a Zimbabwean, or a Zimbabwean than you are as an Ugandan?
That is do you know what? I feel like I'm an African, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And what has happened, what has been my experience growing up is that, you know, I'll go to Zimbabwe and they'll be like, you're that English kid, or, you know, like, you're not fully Zimbabwean because you got that Ugandan blood and, you know, everything else. And then I'll go to Uganda and get the same thing, like, you're not fully Ugandan, obviously follow your dad's line, whatever. So you were born in Zimbabwe, your dad is Zimbabwean, so you're a Zimbabwean man, like your mum is Ugandan, and then I'd come here and it's like, you know, you don't belong, like you're not British, you're not English.
So what, do you sometimes feel like you're mixed race?
Nah, that's such a weird term. Mixed race. Nah, I say I'm a strong African.
Okay.
I'm an African at heart.
Okay.
And I think my experience has led me to believe that, you know, home is really where the heart is, you know, and I've been to places all over Africa and I've literally connected as if it was home, all this time kind of thing. So I believe you are where you feel you're from kind of thing.
When it comes to maintaining, what does maintaining mean to you?
I said it earlier, equanimity is balance. Maintaining is balance. Because too much of anything can cause that negative reaction. So maintaining is balance in a nutshell will be taking care of yourself, you know, physically, mentally, spiritually. And what that is as well is like, you know, as much as we want to plant a pretty garden, you got to remove the weeds, you know, so recognizing what weeds are growing in your garden and pulling them out. Because you can't really expect anything new to grow when those weeds are still there type shit. So and that's a difficult process. Weeds always come back, you know, no matter what you do. Weeds always appear in your garden. So some things are nature, but I guess balance is recognizing what you need to do and doing accordingly for your spiritual health, your mental health, and your physical.
Do you sometimes feel like a nigger? And to you, what does a nigger really mean? Because basically, I know it might sound a bit random, but like me growing up, I hear a lot of different people have got different meanings to this word. So that's why I'm just randomly asking you that. First and foremost, do you feel like a nigger? And 2, what does being a nigger mean to you?
Do you know what?
First of all, do you feel like a nigger?
It's there's so much context behind that word.
Take your time.
In this day and age, I feel like
a nigger.
I feel like a nigger, You know what? In that sense, but I see how my non-black, you know, friends and whatnot, and associates at work and everything else, and how they interact with me, and I do feel like even with the most quote-unquote liberal or quote-unquote woke, there is still that tinge in them that looks at me like a nigga, you know. It's, and I guess like that's just from environment, that's from nature, that's from whatever it is, and as it's such a difficult realm to deal with, as we live in like such a multicultural city as well.
Yeah.
Like I feel like, yeah, that term, it's really kind of hard to separate from the black man, but first and foremost, even though I may feel like a nigga, but first and foremost, I feel like a strong black African
man.
Do you get what I'm saying? So regardless of what people may think or feel about me, I know what I think and feel about myself.
When
can I ask a quick?
Yeah, just on a quick one.
Just a quick one, yeah. So would you? Because I was just saying, would you rather be called a nigger or a negro?
I'd rather be called Rogers.
No, but because you've explained the nigger part. So what about the negro part? Because there's, mind you, there's two different contexts. You said there's context.
Okay.
So I'm trying to give you the context. Yeah. So that's one of the parts of the context of the, I presume, part of the context. Mm-hmm. So is it? Do you understand what I'm saying though? But you're still gonna stick to your answer.
I'm still gonna stick to my answer.
But you know what I'm talking about.
I understand you fully, but I'm still gonna stick to my answer.
Okay.
Because Rogers
is you
strong black,
you, and that's it. Yeah,
You know the ones. That's who I am through and through.
I appreciate that.
My dad always says this thing here. It's like African blood runs freely through my veins. Right. Yeah, man. And it's 100% that for me, you know, regardless of people's rejection of me. I think that's what makes it more beautiful. I'm so difficult to understand that you really can't just take me at face value type shit. So yeah, man, I'm thankful that I've been made this way, so that I don't know, people can perhaps challenge their own perceptions of what it is to be an African man living in the UK, growing and doing what he does. I don't know. Whatever my purpose is my purpose. Yeah, man.
As I always say, like, regardless if you was like planned, not planned, and you was born by accident, or you was planned, we're all here for a reason. And I always say to people, it's up to each individual to literally try to find out for yourself, why the fuck was you born? It's a very simple but blunt question, you get me?
Yeah.
So for Rogers, like, you know, like, if you could remember, at what age did you start maybe asking yourself these kind of questions, like, who am I, why was I born, and so forth? If you could remember, at what age did you start?
What age is year 4?
Year 4, like in
10?
In this country,
10.
or
Yeah,
It's about
10.
around that age.
about 9, 10.
9, 10.
9,
Yeah. I'll say year 4, around that time.
Kyle
Yeah. So yeah, around that time, year 4. It's funny, because I think to answer who Rogers is, I'll say I'm a healer. I'll say I'm a kaleidoscope, in the sense of like I'm a spectrum of colors. It's like, but I fit in the room. I don't think I've ever found a room that I don't really fit in or command, kind of thing. And because of that, I guess it makes people find me relatable. Like I might not have gone through your exact experience, but I think I have tremendous empathy to understand something, even though I haven't gone through it personally. And I think that's what people recognize in me. I think that's definitely what I recognize in myself. And that's what I recognized in myself at that young age. And it came from something dumb. I think I was helping one of my friends on the playground, and like she was just asking for some silly advice. Like she was going out with one of my boys, whatever, and she was like, Rog, I need help with rare tear, etc. And I don't know what even I said, but it was so good to her. She was like, oh my days, it's like you're an agony aunt, or let me call you an agony uncle. I was like, what the hell is that? What is that? That was the first time I'd ever come across that term, but it got me looking within myself and looking at what has been my position up until then. And I could see like, I do help a lot of people. I do heal, and that's been my life pretty much since then. You know? Yeah. So I'd say I'm
What?
a healer.
You're a healer. Have you Have you have you tried to take that even further? You know how you say healer, and obviously you could heal people in different ways. You know, some people take the route of healing people in a spiritual way, being a doctor, you know, being being like a work coach. There's so many ways you can heal people, in it. Have you decided to take that healing on to one of those things, maybe to
yeah. I think the way I recognized my craft could manifest was through poetry. You know, so yeah, poetry is it's life, innit? You know,
I'm glad
you know, I kind of I wanted to dive, but I was like, you know, let me keep it shallow a bit for now. But yeah, poetry is how I express that. Poetry is how it comes out and how it manifests. And there's something really liberating about standing on stage or sitting in the quiet corner and just expressing yourself. I think many young African boys, black boys can relate living in a household where emotions and feelings ain't really spoken about, but you still have them, and you don't know what to do with them. And some people find a negative way to express. I'm gonna say negative, but they find a way to express them that hurts them more than heals them, type shit. So I found poetry as a way for me to express, because I couldn't really speak about how I feel intensely at home, and yeah, that was difficult, but I learned different things as I grew up and understand who my parents are and what they had gone through growing up. And you recognize certain things, not to make excuses, but you recognize the human in these people, type of thing. So yeah, poetry is definitely how I learned to express.